My name's Darryl and this is my sister Mandy and Lindsey Lodge cared for my mum in the last week of her life. Mum got a lump at the back of her ear, which was only a tiny lump as big as your small fingernail type thing.
The upshot of this was misdiagnosis several times, but we ended up with this being a carcinoma, quite a
soft
rare,
tissue carcinoma.
Yeah, quite a rare thing, and
sarcoma. Yeah.
It progressively just got bigger and worse, and it got to a stage where, well, actually, there's not really anything we can do.
As Mum got more poorly, and Macmillan was involved, etc. They was pushing for Mum to come in here. We was pushing against it because we wanted Mum at home if we could have done it.
We promised that we would keep her at home.
But the scenario was how Mum's end of life possibilities were not like sometimes with cancer related type scenarios where things shut down and all the rest of it. We was in a position where, like I've said before, Mum's big lump, by the time we got to coming in here, was the size of a small apple, and it was changing shape and colour, and they didn't like the look of it and all that sort of thing. So we had the option for her to come in here. Mandy was caring for her at home at that point, but it was literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, looking after her. And we came to the decision if we could get her in here. It was clear she was very, very poorly. There was no question about that. I mean, we didn't know how long Mum would be in here for. We knew she was very poorly.
Well, she didn't think she was staying. She thought she was just coming in and on overnight for a few tests and things to be done, and when she found out she was going to have to stay a bit longer, she was going home. It was Kim and Dr. Faye came and spoke to us and said, we're going to have to tell her the scenario that she's in, and she needs to know absolutely everything. And I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't devastated. She was going home, but they managed to talk around because they could, I'm sure, they could see the state we were in. And although they're caring for your relative, they care about you as well.
Yeah,
they are
that's
not,
one of the big things.
Yeah, they are not just for that person. Obviously they are. They're here 24 hours a day for them. But they are so concerned at how you are coping.
We didn't know, and of course the nurses and everything didn't know what we was looking at. Clearly she was deteriorating quite quickly. I was at the side of the bed at that particular moment in time. We'd been watching something on the telly, she was just there, normal breathing, etc. Her breathing changed very quickly, and I looked at her and I'm like, wow, something's not quite right. So I went out straight to the station. There was somebody there within seconds who was in, said, yeah, this is it.
For me, as I've said, with the guilt side of it, you've got to weigh up the guilt you're feeling against what is the best scenario she could have been in. And I know, as guilty as I felt because I didn't let her be at home, I could not, with the best will in the world, I could not have looked after her like she was looked after here.
I just think if everybody had the dignity and care that people pass away in here with, the world would be a better place.
It would, absolutely.